When I came into this office, I made two commitments that are more important than any commitment I make. Number one, to keep the American people safe, and number two, to uphold the Constitution. And that includes what I consider to be a constitutional right to privacy and an observance of civil liberties.
The conflict between the values of security and privacy has not been more prevalent in any single issue than it has been in the National Security Agency's attempt to keep the American people safe while not overstepping their boundaries. This issue has become a hot topic in the past several years as more controversial NSA surveillance programs have recently been uncovered.
The NSA was founded in 1952 with the goal of protecting U.S. citizens by providing government officials with information regarding both foreign and domestic terrorist groups or any other suspicious activity that might lead to the harming of the general public. The agency also made it their mission to protect our data from international spies during World War II. However, the NSA has been the center of attention in an array of controversies throughout its history, with the most recent issues arising in the last year. The current NSA programs have a significant number of citizens worried and ultimately upset about the invasion of their privacy.
Is more important to you, security or privacy?
I would say privacy.
Privacy.
You think the NSA is violating our privacy?
To a certain degree, yeah.
With the emergence of NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden, the American public has been made aware of the secret surveillance programs that have been used to gain information from everyday citizens. One such program, called PRISM, allowed the NSA to collect private online data from major internet companies such as Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, Apple, Facebook, AOL, and Skype. The agency was given the power to monitor all forms of communication on these servers. They could oversee any emails, video calls, documents, photographs, and file transfers to look out for suspicious behavior or threats of terrorism. Many have challenged the constitutional authority of PRISM, claiming it violates the Fourth Amendment.
We have a constitution, and it provides that the American people are protected from unreasonable searches and seizures unless there's a warrant. That system in the Constitution has gone seriously off the wheels when you take a look at what's happening here in the spy agencies.
After 9/11, the United States completely reshaped its foreign policy. As civilians across the country listened and watched as 4 planes were hijacked by terrorists, it quickly became apparent that America, just recently the most respected world power, was not as strong or safe as we had originally thought. In order to strengthen national security, George W. Bush pushed for legislation that would allow for roving wiretaps, searches of business records, and surveillance of individuals suspected of acts of terror who are not associated with a terrorist group or lone wolves. The Patriot Act has led to the NSA's claims to have stopped over 50 terrorist attacks since 9/11.
Even though keeping tabs on civilians might not be ideal, we don't live in a perfect world. If the main job of government is to protect its citizens, the recent influx of tragedies such as 9/11, the Boston Marathon bombings, and the Sandy Hook massacre suggests that the United States needs to place more value on protecting its people. Proponents of the NSA's actions state that if you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't worry about the government listening to your private conversations. They go on to say that if you value the lives around you, it would be selfish to hold on to a little extra privacy when tapping one call could save the lives of thousands. Obviously, privacy is important and is one of the basic tenets of the Western government, but there's still a large group of people who plainly feel that given the choice of privacy versus security, security is more important to them.
Which value is more important to you, security or privacy?
Security, I'd say, because I think that safety and security is a #1 priority, and privacy is not that important to me if I have nothing to hide.
Definitely security.
Do you think the NSA is violating our privacy?
No.
No, not really.
Do you think the NSA is protecting our country from terrorists?
Yes, I do.
Nobody is listening to your telephone calls. By sifting through this so-called metadata, they may identify potential leads with respect to folks who might engage in terrorism. If the intelligence community then actually wants to listen to a phone call, they've got to go back to a federal judge, just like they would in a criminal investigation.
In terms of ethics, the issue revolving around the NSA is multifaceted. On one hand, government has the fundamental responsibility to protect its citizens, However, it is immoral to invade the privacy of millions of Americans. The clash between security and individual liberty creates a conflict that has no easy solution. Therefore, the key to maintaining a stable relationship between security and privacy is transparency. As long as the public knows what the government is doing, they can keep the NSA in check and ensure that no major violations of privacy are taking place. The problem arises when covert programs are used to spy on every facet of internet communication. To keep the country on the same page and moving forward to a safer and better future, it is essential that the NSA is both honest and trustworthy.
I believe we can meet high expectations. Together, let us chart a way forward that secures the life of our nation while preserving the liberties that make our nation worth fighting for. Thank you. God bless you. May God bless the United States of America. Thank you.